Hey guys, here are some information, my top questions asked on a website. As far as our header, we can update that. This is a secondary logo. We can change the titles of what this is. We can hide the resource tab, but we cannot remove them other than maybe putting a dot and you don't see them. You can hide that. We can add these, our custom pages and categories will be the drop downs that we can add for that top navigation. Of course, you can update your header. You can add a video, all of that. This is just kind of like a slideshow, has some videos, some photos. This is pulling in from your MAXTech your Max Center profile, the photo, your title, anything like that. This is pulling in your name and your title from your profile. That is going to be over here when you go to edit your profile. You have your name, you have your title, any of your social media, all of that is there. So under your name, general information, you have your name and you have your title. If you do not have a title in there, it'll most likely say associate, but you can edit that. This we can change inside of our website settings. We just put her name and her email address. You can add a title. You can do all sorts of fun stuff. And then we have a search. We cannot edit the font, what it, how it's laid out or anything like that. That is part of the template. Again, this is pulling in. We cannot edit this, move it, or anything like that. This area here is pulling from your Office MAXTech Max Center profile. It may be an office building. It's what they have for their main image office graphic. And then this is pulling in from their bio. So we cannot edit. We cannot move this. This is part of that template. This is how we can customize the sites by adding widgets. So all of these are all widgets. This is the featured area widget. It has to be a search, but you can update, you can combine, you can do all sorts of fun stuff. I absolutely love, this is my favorite widget that we have. This is the local market widget. You have two different ones. You have a luxury and a regular. The regular will have a defaulted black background and the luxury one has the white. So obviously we use the white on this one. The ones that have the black, you can customize, go into the HTML and change that color black to another color if you want. This is another widget. I just went into the HTML and uploaded my own graphics so they would be branded to her. This is a custom widget. It is HTML only. So I went into a blog, added graphics, added these so they would link out to her social. And then I pasted that HTML into the customized widget. Again, another widget. This is going to pull in any of your manual reviews. It constantly is changing. So add as many as you want. That'll also create the reviews page that I just took the URL, made a custom page, added it up there. These are what they call carousels. They can be your listings, your office listings, your sold. It really will depend on the data your MLS allows, or it can be a featured area. It can be open houses. It cannot be a custom search. It is just going to pull in from the MLS, pulling in area or anything like that. So if you do not have listings, it'll say our listings and pull in your office locations listings. Again, this is just listed, just entire MLS. And then she has the sold listings. So it does pull your listings that have sold into there. And then if you're adding blogs, this is where your blogs will be. And then areas we cover, that's the areas we serve. You can add HTML, you could add you could manually add in. I don't like to add in all areas only because it'll also grab any typos when agents felt they were smarter than the tax records. So it'll, you can do all. To me, then this area goes really long. I don't like that. So I like to just manually add, and you can add in all of your search engine optimization, create pages. That's how we create these pages because you can add content above the information. I don't know if I added any on here, but you can add information just like I just grabbed a graphic, made one, put that above the default content. So you can add links or anything like that that you want. And how we do that is all in your web and IDX settings. These are the main settings. Obviously, you can see right now we only have the Remax template, hopefully more. Down the road, we will be getting more templates that you will be able to customize a little differently. These are if I uploaded my own graphics. I happen to put a video, so that's going to override that. If your office has a video and you don't want that, that is going to be under your template options. You can just skip right down the line to, kind of like it's like an anchor. It'll just shoot right down to the spot you want. So those are the graphics, just upload. This is that secondary logo. If somebody doesn't have one, sometimes I'll just throw in their
photo right there.
Coming down here, a lot of this does not apply to this template. This is going to be your forced lead registration. How do you want to collect leads? You have different options that you can decide. Website title, that is what is showing up right up there. And then the homepage, that is for, I should add more information to there. That's going to be that description. If you go to Google, do a search, you're going to have that title. That's that blue hyperlinked. And then you have the description under that. So add a paragraph or two under there. I definitely ask unit. That's going to be more for that sell page. If you're in an area that has condos, townhouses, anything like that, you'll want to have that unit number. I just added some custom widgets, definitely more advanced, and conversion codes, all of that. That would be more advanced if you're going to do, and that like pixels and stuff like that. Custom chat widget if you're using something other than Facebook. Here is your Facebook ID for chat. If you want to add that, you're just going to go over to whether it be your Facebook page or your personal and just add in that URL behind that Facebook. So if I come over here, hers is pretty long, and save, and then that chat widget will work. Contact phone, I usually leave this alone. I don't want to hide the Zillow reviews. We are going to add in the screen name. That does not automatically pull over your reviews. You have to manually add in order for a page to be created. Your Zillow reviews are going to populate over into the column. So these are the manual. These are populating and synced with Zillow. So we definitely want to copy and paste. I do about 20 when I do websites, just to be able to, get this page created and all that fun stuff. So we go down here. This is where I have the background video. It will override any photos I have. If I want my photos and not the video, I just go in here and I delete that, save it. Now all of a sudden I'm going to have my my photos versus the video. If you want to use the chat widget, by default, this is on to hide it, so you won't have it. We want it to show up. So we're going to go ahead and have that there. Make sure to unhide the chat widget. I like the full use. Otherwise, you will have this will be all white space. Any widgets you use and stuff like that. I don't like that. I like the full width, but that's what that is doing. Again, a lot of these do not apply to our template. So you just go around. This is the navigation. So as you can see, I believe this says search, but it's really your listing. So I put listings instead of search. This will say sell. I put home value. And we're very limited to, this will just start wrapping around and it looks kind of silly. So, sometimes we have to modify what these say in order to keep the space up here and not have it wrap. But you can change what that says. If you have a lender, this will be up top. And so you can see this is kind of the defaults. And this is where we add in our custom pages for the navigation. These are pages. This is going to be category. So if I add a bunch pages and I list them under a category, you can see I added a bunch here. So that is where that is pulling from. Category versus single page. That is where you add that in there. This is if you wanted to hide that resource tab. If you are adding a lot of content under your resources, you may want to have that there because you can see we have all that kind of fun stuff in there. Going down, this is going to be those carousels. So as you can see, these are the options my MLS allows for this website. Not everybody's going to have those sold, but you can do an area that's going to pull in any of the areas you have added inside of your content areas we serve. So it must be one of those areas you have to add that first, but you can turn it off if you don't want anything but your listing showing up. Just depends on you. You do want to run over to Google Analytics. Go ahead and set up this account, put in your information, and you're going to get this code. Put that in there. This is the website custom tagline. That is where I was able to add the tagline right here. Offices do not have that. That is on an agent level. So you can go ahead and put that there. It does allow you to add in your RE/MAX one by default and your license number if you have that in your profile. I like to have her actual email. These are the listings that will be shown. So go ahead and add as many or as little as you want. If you're in a large MLS area, you may want to show only your counties or filters area list. Let's see, and just going down, I just pretty much leave these alone. This is how your properties will sort, whether it be, however you want. I like the highest price to lowest, especially if I'm doing detailed searches, and you can add in more popular areas. So that's basically your website navigation as a whole and what we can edit. For more information, go to Social Marketing Nut. Right here is my KV Core MAXTech information. If you click right here, go to website resources. We've got some classes, but here is your cheater right here. If you're an office, this is going to kind of let you know your domains, how that's going to look. This is letting you know what we can and cannot add. These are different widgets that you can add and everything else. So feel free, look at that. Got some good tips and tricks over here. So hopefully that helps a little bit on what we can and cannot do inside of our MAXTech powered by KV Core website.